Thank you, mates. Me Spaghetti and Nozo Tojo with the gifted sub. Thank you very much. Christian Joy says click him force, clicking it.
Alright, so first let's look at L wall, T wall is one of the most common structures on any map. They're on almost every single map in the game, with a few exceptions. It's called an L wall, T wall because it looks like an L right here, and then this structure looks like a T.
Yes.
And so first we're gonna look at how a lot of players
But
run
fucking morning base.
That fucking morning base.
But fucking morning base.
But fucking morning base.
But fucking morning base.
But fucking morning base. Fuck you, base. I hate you all.
Incorrect way to run an L wall, T wall.
Fucking morning.
So what a lot of people
Alright,
do.
this is the incorrect way. This is probably how I run it.
And so first we're going to look at how a lot of players run it. This is the incorrect way to run an L wall, T wall. So what a lot of people do is they'll run this part correctly, and then they'll get right here, and this is the deciding factor between running it incorrectly or correctly.
You can run.
Running right is correct, running left like this is incorrect. If
Fucking shit in my ass. I forgot the lane. Minus 20.
And I will just repeatedly give the survivor a fast fall over and over and over again until eventually all the windows are entity blocked and I'm at bloodlust 3. Now this will eventually catch them, it just takes a very, very long time. And frankly, you don't feel like you're outplaying the opponent, you're just using kind of hand-holding mechanics to eventually get them. Wrong way to do this, you definitely don't want to do that. So this time we're going to look at it how it's run correctly. So it starts the same way, the survivor's going to be at the same spot, and you're going to run pretty much this exact same way. And when you get to here, instead, you're going to go to the right. Now, when you go to the right, and the survivor is this close to you right here, she just rounded the corner. So when you're at this scenario right here, the survivor no longer has a guaranteed safe option anymore. So one of the most common things to do to deal with this is run forward a bit, and then immediately double back right when they're about to be at the vault, which will be, you know, that amount of time I waited. Moonwalking makes it even more effective. So moonwalk a little bit, and then they vaulted back, and now that's a free hit. However, if you're going against a good survivor, they might know that you're going to double back, and they're going to probably fake the window. So you can bait this out by doing what you would normally do right here. Honestly, she's too close right here. I could probably get a normal attack, just, you know, attacking, but for example's sake. So what I would normally do here is if they're expecting you to double back, you can pretend to double back like that, and then moonwalk, which basically it's going to put your red light over here. So they're going to see the light over here, which means they're not going to want to vault through the window because they think that you turned. However, you just turn right back and they faked it, and then you get a free hit that way too. Will it work every time? No. It's going to work more often in your favor, but you have to analyze the type of player you're going against. If you're going against, you know, just generic average...
I mean, okay,
so
what if they just run to the other window instead? Here, they go to that window over there, right?
Just, you know, attacking, but
from the
for
start.
example's sake. So what I would normally do here is if they're expecting you to
Horses, particularly colts, sometimes are physically capable of reproduction at about 18 months, but domesticated horses are rarely allowed to breed before the age of 3, especially females.
Especially females. Okay. I mean, if I ever wanted to know age of horse consent, then I know the guy to ask. Thanks for sharing.
Back, you can pretend to double back like that, and then moonwalk, which basically it's going to put your going against, you know, just generic average skilled survivor, double back, it'll get you a hit almost every single time. Going against a good survivor, doing this moonwalk fake will actually trip them up as well. So at that point, it just comes down to mind games. You need to know who you're going against. Alright, next let's look at one of the most famous structures on the entire game is, you know, the Killer Shack. A lot of people don't know how to handle this well. Killer Shack is honestly not a big deal. It shouldn't take you more than 15 seconds to deal with. So this is how a bad killer will run Killer Shack. They will chase, you know, effectively here. They get to this point and they'll just go, hey, you know what, I'm just going to vault the window. And they'll pretty much do this 3 times until they get entity blocked, and that'll eventually get rid of the pallet. This is something a lot of killers do. It's very simple, requires no thought. It's not very fast, but I mean, it's eventually effective. And then that's the
I don't know. No, I don't do this.
So that is the wrong way to do it. And here is the correct way to do it. Starts off the exact same way. When you get to this halfway point right here, instead of committing, you have 2 options. Actually, you really only have 1 option. You go right here and you double back. First thing you do is double back. Now, if you double back to here and you don't hear a vault sound effect, you immediately turn back around and continue chasing. If you do hear the vault, you continue chasing this way. At this point, they're too close to where they can't get another vault. That's a hit right there. There's nothing else they can do. So they've gotten hit within 7 seconds of entering the shack. It's really, really fast. Alright, similar scenario. So what if they're smarter and they try to fake the window? Well, again, you go to this same point right here. And again, if you don't hear a vault, or the first thing you do would be to double back. And if you don't hear a vault by this point, now you know that they're just kind of sitting at the window, but they've probably lost momentum for a fast vault. So now you can double back, and you would definitely get a hit right there as well.
Wait, oh,
so
they...
When it comes to
okay, they have a slow
the most important
vault
part of
if...
Shack is pretty much...
They need to build up momentum
like
for
right
a fast
here.
vault. I didn't
This is the
know
most
that.
important part. When you're right here, you want to start doubling back, and if you do not hear a fast vault, then you want to immediately double back and continue straight. And if they have quick and quiet, which very few people run, that complicates things a little bit. But for the most part, that's the most consistent way to deal with Shack, and it'll get you a hit in under 10 seconds almost every single time. Now, if you come at the Shack from the other side, like right here, there's really only one
I'm
thing
adding
the
the bit
survivor
the
can
most
do to
tomorrow,
gain any
alright,
sort of
chat?
distance on you, and that's to fake the
I had too many
window vault.
tacos.
So if you come at them from this side, pretty much the only thing they can do, and this works on a lot of killers, is they're going to fake the window vault like that. They're going to basically they're going to get some distance from the window, which means they're baiting the a fast vault, at which point it might bait a killer to swing, and now they get an additional loop out of it. Really, all you have to do to fix that is just don't swing. Just if they get to this spot
I'm
right
retard.
here, just
I'm
don't lunge,
retard.
just wait.
I'm retard. I'm retard. I'm retard.
I know.
I'm retard. I'm retard. I'm retard. I'm retard. I'm retard.
Actually,
I'm
wait for
retard.
them to get into
I'm
the fast vault
retard.
position, then you can
I'm
swing lunge,
retard.
and you'll still have
I'm
enough distance
retard.
to hit them.
I'm retard.
Then
I'm
take
retard.
you longer than
I'm
5 seconds to get rid
retard.
of-
I'm
or
retard.
just short little
I'm
tile
retard.
with a pallet and has some debris, and then that's it. And these are incredibly easy to deal with. It shouldn't take you longer than 5 seconds to get rid of this pallet. I've seen people somehow just get looped around it for 20, 30 seconds. It's ridiculous. These take no time at all. Easiest thing you can do is run, chase the survivor, and then once you come at this point right here, you're gonna get basically you're looking like you're committing to one direction, and then you just quickly switch back. And in the time it takes them to turn around, you've eliminated an entire loop, and that's it. They have to drop the pallet already. If they don't drop the pallet, then they're gonna get hit. That loop lasted literally less than 3 seconds.
The fuck?
And it doesn't
What
matter which
killer is
angle
it
you approach
playing?
it from, you're
Fucking
always gonna get to
Mystique?
hit that fast.
Mixman?
Now, if they just predict you turning for some reason, whatever. It gives them another 4 or 5 seconds. It's nothing. These things should pretty much never be complained about. Ever since double pallets were removed, these things are a joke. They take absolutely no time to get rid of. There's also some generic rock tiles like this, which kind of follow the same principle as those other random junk loops, but these are honestly just not worth the effort to even mind game. It takes you about 8 seconds to run around enough to actually get a hit. So just run around it and just take your hit. Don't bother mind gaming these. I got cucked by auto aim there. It happens, but for these types of things, just don't try to mind game it. There's pretty much no room for it, so just run around it 3 times. It's a very short loop, so don't try to be smart there. Next, let's look at jungle gyms, which are definitely more complicated structures.
I mean, the only issue I had was really the first one he showed.
So it starts the same way.
This one is the most annoying one. Sometimes there's even one more.
Same way. And when you get to here, instead, you're going to go to the
Like,
right.
one
and
more
when you go to the
motherfucking
right,
window.
and the survivor is this close to you right here, she just rounded the corner.
Like the triple
so when you're
window,
at this
dude.
scenario right here, the survivor no longer has a guaranteed save option. Even if you lose some distance there, you got to do this because you'll end up gaining more distance by making them do a weird little turn before they fast vault there. And eventually, if you if you guess right on the window, then
Dear Forsen boys, I have a confession to make. It's hard for me to say it, but fuck it, let's do it. I'm a weird and I hate M's.
Webs and dance game.
No insetting. Okay.
Get in a cage.
No, I don't think so, ban
The
eggs.
same principles apply here, and
eggs.
there's just a bit more to deal with because now you've got a pallet in the way and a bit more safety. So these are definitely harder to deal
like
with,
eggs.
but they are
I
definitely
love eggs.
manageable. Here is another common jungle gym setup. This is called a long wall, short wall, basically because it has a long wall right here, and on the other side of the pallet, it's got a very short side. So these are best dealt with by simple moonwalking. And the way
Moonwalking.
you
I have to
do that is a
moonwalk more,
specific type of
chat.
moonwalk. You chase to this point right here, and then once they get around this side, so
This is
once you've gotten
outdated
to
info.
this exact
Moonwalking
position,
strat won't
they're
work
about
anymore.
right here, and they
Wait,
can
what?
no longer see around the corner. So they have no vision of you anymore, and that's the exact time to begin reversing.
Why doesn't it work? Does it show the direction? Like, does the red light come from the direction of movement rather than vision? It still works. Fucking trying to debate me? You're a fucking doubter. You're not gonna win any fucking points, man.
Direction, and if you do it properly and immediately turn around, oh look,
get
you're
used
right
to
at your
it.
feet. And this works very, very often, and it's really, really hard to combat. Pretty much the only thing the survivor can do is guess if you're going to moonwalk. You have a huge advantage in these types of situations. If they guess right, they guess, you know, they get another loop, and that's about it. But moonwalking here at that exact point is definitely the smartest thing to do at this type of structure. Alright, this time we're going to look at one of the strongest generic structures that can spawn for survivors, which is a long wall jungle gym. These are really actually hard to deal with.
Oh, maybe it's this one where I think it's 3 window. It's the same way as that other jungle gym, except instead of the window being back there, it's here at this perfectly long wall. And really the only thing you can do here is, you know, the same way you want to run it counterclockwise, but instead they can vault this window now, so you have to go around this way. And when they're going around this way, chances are they're probably going to vault it again for efficiency, so at least go to here to make your presence known so they can't fake it, and then you just have to double back. And then they can try to get one more vault or go to the pallet. If they go to the pallet, again, you always want to make sure they're taking the slower vault, so you need to cut them off from going in the direction that gives them a fast vault, which means doubling back that way. Okay.
If they're not paying attention, they might end up running right into you.
I see how it is, but once again, a lot of these are just about being able to identify what kind of structure it is. When I run, I still don't know if it's like fucking double window, triple window, fucking, you know, like fucking double pallet or whatever. Like, I can't see that. I can't see that yet.